Now it's time for our featured interview. Since 9/11, America has seen more and more incursions into the privacy and individual rights of its citizens than ever before, all in the name of safety or national security. Congress produces bills every year ranging from a few pages to thousands of pages, and then that must be interpreted and regulations written to enact the new law, all adding to the complexity of what we call our free society. Many of those bills have direct consequences to the American public. It's been said that the genuine purpose of government is to protect the liberty and freedom of its citizens. The level of control placed upon the citizens of America today is staggering. This topic is well known to my guest, Mr. Benjamin Selecky, chapter leader of the Massachusetts division of PANDA, or the People Against the NDAA. Welcome, Benjamin, to the program. Benjamin, welcome to the program. America was created as a nation that cherished and protected individual liberty, yet today we find ourselves under more and more regulation that restricts our freedoms, all in the name of safety and security. Could you please take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization that you represent, PANDA?
Sure. My name is Benjamin Selecky, and I am the state team leader for PANDA, Massachusetts. And PANDA is a national organization that was founded by a 19-year-old college student by the name of Dan Johnson to fight the two sections, 1021 and 1022, of the National Defense Authorization Act at every level of government, city, county, as well as state. Currently have state teams active in about 36 states across the country, with legislation and resolutions in different stages.
Benjamin, how does the NDAA, or the National Defense Authorization Act, stand up against the Constitution, and what do you see that it violates?
Sure. The NDAA turns the Constitution on its head. It violates Article 2, Section 1, Clause 8, which is the oath of office. Every politician that is elected to office takes an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. So it clearly violates that section. The other two major sections that it violates in the Constitution are Article 3, Section 2, Clause 3, which states that all crimes except for impeachment shall be tried by jury. So that's very, very clear. And the third biggest section that it violates is Article 3, Section 3, where the Constitution tells us how we need to deal with people who turn on their country. It has this funny little word, it says treason, and it tells us how to deal with people who commit treason against this country. In addition to that, it also violates more than half of the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. The first, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, eighth, ninth, and 10th. So clearly it's unconstitutional.
Now, combining the NDAA with the Patriot Act, what do you end up getting?
Well, essentially, the Patriot Act allows the government to tap your phone or listen in, to essentially search and seize your papers, so to speak. The NDAA allows them to seize you physically. So combine those two, and you have an executive branch that can unilaterally authorize the search and seizure of a person without a trial by jury.
Now, Benjamin, the administration says that and Obama has vocalized that this would never be used against American citizens. What is the NDAA specifically say on that fact?
Sure. Well, President Obama did write a signing statement that he attached with the NDAA 2012 after he signed it into law. And he did recognize in that signing statement that these provisions clearly violate the values of the United States. And he further stated that his administration would not indefinitely detain anybody. Now, signing statements are not part of the law. They are merely a statement about how this current administration will interpret and enforce this law through their bureaucracy. It is not binding, and is certainly the next president or the president after could certainly interpret and apply these sections in a much different way.
Benjamin, I noticed on the website for your group that a number of high-ranking generals are taking a stand against the National Defense Authorization Act. Could you share with us what they are saying about this?
Sure. There's about 40 high-ranking military officials, retired, that wrote a letter jointly encouraging the United States Congress to vote in favor of an amendment that was brought up this past year called the Smith-Amash Amendment. And essentially that amendment to the NDAA would have corrected these two sections, 1021 and 1022. That amendment did not succeed. Further, in the letter that was written by these officials, they strongly called on the Congress and the President to not use the United States military as a quasi-police force on United States soil against United States citizens. There is a very long-standing law against that called the Posse Comitatus Act, and these two sections in the NDAA clearly violate those as well.
Benjamin, you mentioned that a number of states are taking measures to stop the NDAA. Can you tell us a little bit more about what in fact they are doing and the response that the opposition is getting?
Sure. There are currently, at last count, approximately 40 states across the country that have already started action in their state to fight the NDAA. Some of these states have already introduced legislation, and the legislation is at different stages. Some of these bills are in committee. Some of them have already passed one chamber of the Congress in that particular state. And there's also local cities, towns, and counties, which are also introducing resolutions to block these two sections of the NDAA. And those are also at various stages. Here in Massachusetts, we are gearing up for a very coordinated effort to fight this on the city level in support of our state level legislation. We currently have about 15 to 20 cities in Massachusetts that will be bringing resolutions here over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And our bill that has been introduced here in Massachusetts has been assigned House Bill 1428, and it's entitled the Liberty Preservation Act. And it is currently in the Joint Committee on the Judiciary, awaiting a hearing, which we expect to come later this year.
Now, Benjamin, what can the average citizen do to help stop the National Defense Authorization Act? I know that there is a major lawsuit that's currently pending, but what can the average person do to stop it? And how could they get a hold of you if they wanted more information?
All right. Well, first I would recommend to go to our website. The website is www.pandaunite.org. And when you go to the website, you click on the Join Us tab. And I would urge people to go there and sign up. You enter in your information and the state that you are located in, and that information will be forwarded out to our state team leader in that state. You can also find the Massachusetts chapter on Facebook, facebook.com/masspanda. And you can reach us directly at ma@pandaunite.org. I would also like to give a brief plug to our Florida team, who are right now building a coalition down in Florida to fight the NDAA as well. And so I would urge you to go online and sign up and reach out to our Florida team as well.
Thank you, Benjamin, for joining us today. We need to take a quick break. Stay tuned right here to WHDT.
One day, somebody's going to have to say enough.